The Alfa Romeo MiTo is an Italian three-door supermini produced between 2008 and 2018. The MiTo is a front-wheel drive car based on the Fiat small platform that is shared with other cars, including the Fiat Grande Punto, the Fiat 500L, 500X, and the Jeep Renegade. Much of the design traits for the MiTo are borrowed from the Alfa Romeo 8C, including the frameless side windows, the distinctive V-shaped bonnet, the high waistline, flared wheel arches, round LED taillights, and of course, the Alfa Romeo grille. The MiTo model lineup generally followed 3 or 4 trim levels. Initially, there was the Turismo, Lusso, and Veloce, later joined by the range-topping Cloverleaf. Then, from 2010, the trim levels were Progression, Distinctive, and Quadrifoglio Verde. The 2016 facelift changed the trims to MiTo, Super, and Veloce again. Though throughout the years there have been various additions including the Junior, Sprint, Sportiva, and QV line. Petrol engines began with Euro 4 normally aspirated 1.4 16-valve unit, plus 120 and 155 bhp versions of the 1.4 turbo, often referred to as the T-Jet. These were later replaced with the Euro 5 and Euro 6 versions of the 1.4 multi-air engines in normally aspirated 8-valve or 16-valve units, and 135, 140, and 170 bhp turbo units. The 1.4 petrol was complemented later by the 875cc twin-air turbo engine with 85 and then 105 bhp. Diesel's options were the 1.3 units with 90 and 95 bhp Euro 5 and later the 85 bhp Euro 6, or the 1.6 diesel in Euro 5 then Euro 6, both 120 bhp. At the less powerful end of the petrol engines is the 78 bhp 1.4 8-valve, which, whilst not the fastest of cars, does have a low insurance group, making it a safe choice for young drivers. The twin-air models are also cost-effective to run, with 0 road tax in the UK, and once you are used to the character of the little turbo engines, they are great fun, but fuel consumption reduces a lot when you enjoy the twin-air. The 1.4 petrol turbo engines are all great performers, mostly delivering a good level of economy despite their more rapid performance, but the best economy can be obtained with either the 1.3 diesel or the faster 1.6 diesel. The twin-clutch transmission, or TCT, automatic gearbox was introduced as an option in 2010 but later became standard on the 1.4 multi-air turbo units, though has never been available on the twin-air or the diesels. There are a total of 19 engine variants across the years in the entire MiTo range, and more detailed information can be found at mitoregister.com. The interior styling of the MiTo remains unique and is a real feature of the car. The curved dashboard and, on most models, carbon fiber effect features on the dash and the doors differentiate it from rivals, and there were many options for different colored dashboards, trim, and seats on the MiTo. Every MiTo has air conditioning and electrically adjustable door mirrors, along with remote central locking, ABS, electric front windows, 7 airbags, and ISOFIX fitments. All but the lowest models were fitted with the Alfa DNA system, VDC with brake assist, hill hold, and electronic Q2 differential. Early MiTos were fitted with a standard CD radio, and most early models had Blue & Me fitted with Bluetooth hands-free, voice recognition, and media player. But only some models had the full aux-in and USB connectivity, so connecting your smartphone on an early model MiTo may not be a simple affair. Later models got a 5-inch touchscreen with the newer Uconnect system, but the sat-nav was optional on most but the top-of-the-range MiTos. No MiTos have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, though later Uconnect systems do connect via Bluetooth to apps such as Spotify. The Alfa DNA system allows the user to control the driving mode, either dynamic, natural, or all-weather. Dynamic mode enables more spirited driving, with delays to traction control intervention, reduced power assistance in the steering, a quicker throttle response, and a firmer suspension. In natural, previously called normal, the car is more comfortable and steering is lighter for driving around town. All-weather mode reins in throttle response and provides earlier intervention for stability control systems for use in slippery and wet conditions. Driver and front passenger benefit from lots of space and legroom, with drivers over 6 feet tall still able to comfortably drive the MiTo. But this does compromise rear legroom, which all but disappears when the front seat's fully back. All MiTo front seats are manually adjustable and heated seats and leather interiors were optional. Rear space and legroom, depending on the size of the front seat occupants, can be reasonable. Though the MiTo came as standard with only 2 seats and seatbelts in the rear, a third middle seat and accompanying 3-point seatbelt was an option only available with a split folding seat back, but very few took up this option. So if you need 3 seats in the rear, you may have to look hard to find one. The middle rear seat is also cramped if there are 3 passengers in the rear, but fine for kids. The MiTo boot can hold 270 litres of luggage and is a practical shape, though the loading lip is high by today's standards. There are cup holders in the front doors as well as 2 in the rear. The amount of options available on the MiTo were considerable, largely due to the array of different colour options available for dashboards, seats, headlight and rear light surrounds, as well as wing mirror covers. Additional options included cruise control, dual-zone climate control, Bose amplifier, electric sunroof, electric folding wing mirrors, heated windscreen and washer jets, headlamp washers, automatic lights, and windscreen wipers. Depending on the model, a front armrest was optional, though standard on most, along with a wide range of alloy wheels. The most expensive option were the Italian Sarbelt carbon fiber front seats. These are revered among owners, but reviews of the actual comfort of these sports seats is mixed. Adopting the option of Sarbelt seats removes the front armrest, but they do add a little value to the car. In truth, the MiTo suspension could be regarded as firm in all modes, and steering can lack in feedback when compared to more modern rivals. But overall, the driving experience, once you get used to the setup, is both engaging and fun. People don't tend to get bored of driving a MiTo. There can be a slightly elevated wind noise in the cabin due to the frameless windows, but this does not detract from an otherwise relaxed driving experience on motorways and dual carriageways. Whilst the MiTo is a relatively small car and easy to park and negotiate in tight spaces, rear visibility is not fantastic, though many later models are fitted with rear parking sensors. But once inside the MiTo, general visibility is good and the cabin feels very spacious. Test driving a MiTo is a must. Well-maintained examples will feel tight and engaging to drive. Badly maintained examples can feel loose and sloppy, usually due to poor maintenance of the suspension or badly matched and cheap tyres. When buying a MiTo, always try to find one with a good service history with receipts to prove it's been well maintained. Like any car, as MiTos get older they need maintenance and servicing, so avoid a MiTo that is unloved or does not have a good service history. The electronics and electrics in the MiTo are relatively robust, but many aspects require a strong battery voltage. A weak or old battery can lead to various errors or warnings and even serious failures such as the electric power steering. So check the battery is new or recent, or plan to fit a new battery within the first few weeks of ownership to avoid any spurious or worse issues. The later multi-air petrol engines need very specific oil and contain a separate oil filter hidden under the engine cover. Many owners and sellers do not know about this, but failure to use the correct oil and keep the multi-air filter clean can lead to multi-air failures, which are expensive. Symptoms are misfires and rough running, so be sure to check that the car is running nicely. The MiTo has a unique electric power steering unit that uses sensors to monitor the steering torque, vehicle speed, and rotation to determine the amount of assistance needed. But it is a sealed unit that can be expensive to fix, so check the steering at a standstill, at slow speed, and on the move for anything out of the ordinary. The early 155 bhp T-Jet and 1.6 diesel MiTos had the M32 gearbox fitted, which can suffer from bearing wear. This tends to show up as whining, crunching, or difficulty to engage gears, so check that the gears all engage correctly, listen for any strange noises, and check the gear stick doesn't move on its own when you drive the car. All well-maintained MiTos should have light and accurate gear changes. 1.3 diesel MiTos need regular cleaning of their diesel particulate filter. This is done automatically by the car when you are traveling on a fast road, so if the 1.3 is to be used for city driving, you need to plan for a weekly fast run to ensure the DPF is kept clear. For city driving, the twin-air engine is probably best. The standard 3-dial heater in the MiTo can suffer from a failed resistor, which is a cheap part under the glove box and easily replaced. But if the heater doesn't blow on all settings, expect to change the resistor to fix it. And most, but not all MiTos have a USB and aux-in socket just below the gear stick or under the armrest on later cars. But some entry-level trims and special editions did not have these fitted as standard, so connecting your smartphone without these will be difficult. Alfa Romeo's compact MiTo has introduced countless people to the brand, and has also been the springboard to other Alfa Romeo sales over its 10 years of production, but it also stands alone as a long-term, practical car that delivers heaps of fun that can only be found in an Alfa Romeo. The MiTo is, and history will prove it to be, a classic Alfa Romeo, with all the best traits of the brand. The design of the MiTo includes many unique features which make ownership a very different experience to other cars. All Alfa Romeos have a certain character, a charm of their own which eludes description and can't be found in other cars, and the MiTo is no exception. The MiTo is fun, agile and addictive, and is not a common sight on the UK roads, which makes it a little more exclusive. And because of the different options available on every MiTo, chances are you won't see one the same as yours, as others may have different interiors, wheels, mirrors or light surrounds. The Alfa Romeo Owners Club in the UK is a great community for MiTo owners, with a strong online presence and fantastic Alfa Romeo events around the country, making MiTo ownership a little more special. So don't think twice about buying a MiTo, but choose one that's been loved. Then it will give you years of pleasure on your Alfa Romeo journey. To learn more, visit MiToRegister.com for lots of guides, information and newsletters, all dedicated to the MiTo.